Hi, and welcome to the Claudia Macias show and podcast on admirableradio.com. I'm your host, Claudia Macias, and I'm so grateful you've chosen to spend part of your day with us. This is a space where people come together to connect, create, celebrate, and grow. Each week, we bring you inspiring conversations, powerful stories, valuable resources, and incredible guests who are making a difference in our communities and beyond. Whether you're joining us to learn something new, find inspiration, or simply feel more connected, you're in the right place. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. Woo! It is a hot one today. We are now, I think, June 21st, 22nd. We're in the third day of summer. Yes, it's officially summer, but down here in Houston, it feels like summer all year long. And besides that, as you know, I am in my menopausia era, so I carry around the fan. So I got a double whammy right now, but you know what? It's all right, because when we're hot, when we're flowing in this heat, it just means that we're alive. And that is such a blessing. So welcome to the Claudia Macias show and podcast. What a blessing to be here today. And, I created this space along with Liliana, the producer, with admirableradio.com, because we want to make sure that we uplift people, organizations, stories, and uplift thoughts that are going to benefit humankind. So welcome to episode number 333 of the Claudia Macias show and podcast here on admirableradio.com. And we're live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, formerly that's now X, we're on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitch, on LinkedIn, and we're online on admirableradio.com, which has amazing music. So you can tune in while you're doing your work, while you're at home, working from home, or maybe you're at home for the weekend enjoying your spa or your wine or your coffee or tea, whatever, makes you happy. And tune into the music because you're going to love it. I have been listening to the music on Admirable Radio myself, and you got like rock en español, rock in English, some 90s. I am loving it because it's taking back to the times when I was a teenager. But I just want to say thank you for joining. I really love doing this. And I just want to recap a little bit on last time we were here all together. We had two amazing women, which you saw here, that joined us in this last recording. It was Loli Ramirez Bennett and Ana Garcia. And we talked about their book that they've launched, Setting the Table. Set the table, the Madrina framework for that legacy that you want to create and leadership. And I loved how these were two women that worked together, or not really, they worked in the same company. They were kind of like frenemies because each of them had their own division and they had to bring up numbers for their own divisions. And then all of a sudden, one of them, retired. And then the other one was she was laid off. And together they combine their powers, their knowledge to create a book, to create coaching for women, like me, that are in this moment of their time when they're transitioning into another role, because I'm looking for another role, or maybe I should say that role is looking for me. And I'm also creating roles too, because I have been able to go out there and network, take all of my tools and my skills, just like the way they talked about, and look for what is next or create what is next. But one thing that I learned from them, from Anna and from Loli, is don't jump into something too fast. And I've been telling myself, Claudia, even though you're excited about starting new things, just stop for a little bit, rest, reset, and realign. And I want to tell you that before I came into the recording today to do this live with you guys, I went and worked out with my partner, Angel Quesada, a local artist and model and actor. Anyways, as I was on the, walking around on the track at U of H downtown, I was going in circles, right? And I was actually looking far ahead outside the windows, and I could see, I looked at something, and I just looked in the distance and just focused, and these words just kept coming up to me in my head. rest, reset, realign. And so those words just kept coming into my brain, into my body as I was walking and exercising. Rest, reset, and realign, even though my body was moving, right? But I was thinking about that knowledge that Anna and Loli shared, was take the time to just pause, listen to yourself, take care of you before jumping into the next thing or creating the next thing or taking the next position. And yeah, so that I'm so glad that we had a chance to connect with them. And if you haven't bought their book, please go ahead and download it, buy it. It's on Amazon, and reach out to them because they're coaching people. And they also have a group on Facebook where you can join, and they're constantly on there sharing words of wisdom, setting the table. They are madrinas. And madrinas, for those that are this new for you, madrina just means godmother. So they're like the godmothers that are there to provide guidance, to listen, and to help you maneuver into those new chapters that you're writing. So now, with that in mind, I want to now connect you to today's topic. And it's June. So much is honored and celebrated in June. I do want to also take a pause and honor and celebrate and mention too the importance of Juneteenth. If you don't know what Juneteenth, Google it, okay? If you don't know by now, because you need to know. That's part of our history. I didn't learn about Juneteenth until I was much older. And I then realized and learned what Juneteenth means to the African American community, to the Black community, especially it's connected to me because I'm from Houston and Galveston. Well, not really Galveston, but Galveston is literally down the street from Houston. And Galveston is connected to Juneteenth. And it's super important. I'm not going to tell you what it is if you don't know, because I'm going to give you some homework. So go and discover for yourself what Juneteenth means, because it's U.S. history. It's our history. And especially now, we need to make sure that we honor each other, who we are, where we come from, because in order to do that, that's how we can move forward together in the things that we need to do for humanity and for humankind. All right. So another thing I want to celebrate, which is the topic and the reason why we're doing this show in this hour today, is it is Pride Month. June is also Pride Month. And we've been doing a Pride show, I think now for the last 4 or 5 years. And even COVID too. I remember we were doing it in COVID. I was in my car doing a show during COVID. And I've had different amazing guests come on in honor of Pride Month and creating a space for others to understand and to know and to connect with Pride Month. With, what does it mean when you hear LGBTQ+? What does it mean to be an ally? What does it mean, especially in the Latino community, that we as parents or godparents, madrinas, abuelitas, tíos, if there is a young family member that might come out to you as LGBTQ+, that we're there for them, that we're there to love on them no matter what. And I see Josette say, hi, Josette. So welcome. I'm your host. And I'm so grateful that you've chosen this time to spend with us. And this show is all about, community, connection, learning from one another, sharing stories that inspire us to be our best selves. And tonight is especially meaningful, like I said, because this is our annual Pride show. And this tradition, like I've been sharing, it's to highlight voices, experiences, and leaders from the LGBTQ plus community who are making a difference right here in Houston and beyond. So I believe deeply in creating those spaces where everyone feels seen, where everyone feels valued and respected, and I'm honored to host this conversation. All right. So, and just so you know, Pride is more than a celebration. It's a reminder of the courage that it takes to live authentically, the importance of community and the progress that has been made because people have chosen to stand up, to speak out and advocate for equality. And Pride also reminds us that every person's story matters. And also when we listen to one another with empathy and respect, we create stronger communities that are more inclusive, that create a more inclusive world. And so we're going to hear tonight from some leaders who are helping making that happen through their advocacy, through their service, through their leadership, and through their visibility. So before we get to that, I think we have some sponsor shout outs. A ver, Liliana, do we have some sponsor shout outs? Because without them, we don't have a show. And we are also wanting to let you know that we would love for you to also sponsor our show. So if you have a product, you have a service, please reach out to me, reach out to Liliana, reach out to Admirable Radio, because we would love for you to sponsor our show, and we would love to highlight your service, your organization, or your product. All right, so Cookie Face Cosmetics, always making sure that I am not shining too much. So Cookie Face Cosmetics is one of our sponsors. She's been on our show. She's always making sure I have eyelashes and makeup ready to be put on me so that I can come here and be with you. And another sponsor we have is Irsa's Glam Boutique. She's always making sure that I have earrings, that I have purses. So everywhere I go, she makes sure that I am also dressed up. You know, she makes sure that I have some outfits. So when I'm here with you, or I'm out doing some community work or networking, I am sponsored by Ilsa's Glam Boutique. Another one of our sponsors is Chris Bignon Media. So you've seen all the pictures that I flash around here when we're doing the show. That is Chris Bignon Media, amazing photographer. And now he has a movie that the Houston Latino Film Festival actually showed and debuted at. And also, speaking of hot flashes, Men Awake. It's not just, we're not calling it menopause, and I have to remember that, but we're going to call it Men Awake. And Men Awake actually is the name of the products that are naturally made. They're made from natural ingredients, and they help you navigate through menopause. So we're going to call those Men Awake. All right, so welcome. Yeah, I'm in my hot flash era, so welcome with that. Welcome. We love to have you here. And now we're moving into our lineup for today. So we have some amazing guests. I would like to first introduce, we have Gia Montalto. She is a respected advocate and community leader dedicated to advancing equality, increasing LGBTQ visibility. She is also a veteran of the Air Force. And she's been doing a lot of work. I've been watching her too online. She's the co-chair of the Human Rights Campaign dinner. She's done that. And she's a powerful voice for inclusion, leadership, and community building. Welcome, Gia. Where is she? Come on down. I feel like I'm at The Price is Right. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. I'm so glad to have you here. I mean, we connected a while back.
Yeah.
When our girls, you have already a graduate, but our girls were together at the same high school. And I'm like, this is long overdue. And we've been trying to get together for a beverage. And that's long overdue.
Yes.
For refreshment. So, tonight the universe is telling us that after we record, and you're not going to leave because we're going to have to go ahead and put a date. I think we set some dates and we're like, oh, I can't make it. You can make it. But
I was hoping you would say that.
There it is. It's going to happen now. And it's going to be a cold place.
Yes.
With indoor.
Yes.
Dark, lots of AC, lots of fans.
Because we're leveling up. We've leveled up. So
that's right. I am learning some new words, and we're gonna have to put hashtag leveling up, because that's what I'm gonna look at it now. I'm taking this Menno journey in a positive way, because even though I get sweaty and I'm just hot stuff, I can't help it.
We are hot stuff.
We're all hot stuff. I have to hype myself with that song. Hot stuff. Hot. Oh my God, we're gonna have a lot of fun at this when we have our beverages. Now, I want to bring on another amazing guest who's going to be here with us, Jackie Aguilera. So she's a leader whose work and presence continues to foster connection, empowerment, and support within the community. She's passionate about helping others feeling seen and heard and valued while also encouraging authentic leadership and service. So welcome, Jackie. Where is she? There she is.
There I am.
So welcome.
Thank you so much. It's so exciting to be here, and I am just really up for this conversation. And I am the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow because I've gotten through the awakening hot stuff flash phases, and believe me, it's worth the journey. So just you hang in there.
Thank you. I am searching for that pot of gold, but you know what? I'm not going to force it. When the pot of gold appears, I will greatly transition to that side and join you because yes. So welcome, Jackie. And Jackie, I just met you like maybe a month ago.
Roughly, yeah.
About a month ago.
Seems like longer. It seems like
I've known you for a while, right?
I don't know. I think it's this universal kind of alignment, and maybe in some other past lives or something. It was like, oh, hi. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I know. So it's been a while. And it's like when I met you, it's like I knew you. And you and I share this love of literacy, education, uplifting others, getting, people into the workforce, me working with students and their parents and getting them ready for going into the education world. And that literacy symposium, we'll talk more a little bit later, is where we met and connected. And I always say, you never know who you're going to meet and how it's going to affect your life. So thank you.
That's why you always need to go.
That's right. So Jackie, thank you. And now I would like to also bring on and introduce another guest. This guest is none other than Renee. Renee, come on down, Renee Rodriguez. She is an artist, a dedicated advocate, community leader, committed to creating opportunities.
Hey guys. Hi, Claudia. Hi, ladies. Hi, Houston.
Hola. Where are you logging in from? All the way from?
From Dickinson, actually. All representing Galveston County in the house. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for connecting. And
thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you on as a guest. And
I appreciate it.
Connected Crossroads.
Yes, we did.
Maybe a year ago. Has it been a year?
Just about a year ago, I think so.
Yeah, because we're in the planning phases right now for how we were able to connect through NHPO. You're going to share that later. But I always want to uplift and share people's stories, people that I've met, people that have great hearts, great work, that are doing something to make this world a better place. So thank you for doing that, Renee.
Thank you so much for having me. I've enjoyed every moment up to right now and beyond already. So thank you, Claudia.
Awesome. Okay, now let's bring everybody on. We're going to do like the Brady Bunch scene. Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up some very lovely friends. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. So welcome. I love having all of us here. And this is a conversation, and it's a very important one that I want to continue to make sure that we have on this platform. And for me, as a teacher, a former teacher in the classroom and principal, my going into education was because of my experience. It's a little bit different, but it's all about like inclusion and understanding the language. I started kindergarten only knowing Spanish. And so I was always getting in trouble for talking a lot. Go figure, I talk a lot. I didn't know why I was getting in trouble at first as a kindergartner. I was always like in the corner. I had friends that were bilingual and they would translate for me. But once they started getting in trouble, they stopped translating for me. So as I got older, I remember that feeling of not knowing, of feeling like you're not belonging, you don't look a certain way. Sherry and Marsha, actually like Marsha, who were cute and petite and blonde and blue-eyed, always got chosen for certain things. And I noted that from a very young age. And then I realized that there was a certain look and a certain sound so that you can get chosen. But then I learned later, like, that's not right. Everyone should be included. Everyone should be part of everything. And Itza Garcia just said, love the community leaders you have on today. Thank you, Itza.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you.
So great show, comadre. Thank you, comadre. Yes, yes. And so then, you know, when I chose my field at U of H, Go Cougs, I chose education, and I chose bilingual education because I wanted to make sure that I created the space as a teacher, as then later as a school administrator, that no matter what language you spoke, how you got here, that we're going to find a way to make sure you were connected to the community, that you felt part of the community. So now transitioning to this, my last couple of years in school in working with students during COVID, I remember having a student at the end of the year tell me in our circle as we were saying our goodbyes, where we had a circle online, right? A little different. He was a she, right? And she said, I want to share something. And next year when I come back, I am now going to be I think she was going to Matthew, and the pronouns were not going to be he and him. And I was like, awesome. And for me, I felt if I could create a space for a student to feel comfortable enough to say who they are, their authentic self, then I'm like, this is so beautiful. And there were some students that were perplexed. They didn't know how to handle that. And so it was all about, we're listening. This is our friend. And this is who our friend is. Mm-hmm. So that's why this is so important, especially for young kids, that they feel loved no matter who they are, how they present, who they feel they are, who they want to be. And that's why I have this show to honor that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a brilliant show. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to start off with, it's just a few questions. And I just want to ask, the first one, like, what does pride mean to you personally and why?
So for me, pride is the ability to share and spread joy about your authentic self.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. And Gia, as you were sharing that, what came to mind was you and the pictures I've seen where you are spreading joy, where you're dancing and you're at the dinner and just seeing that right now, I felt that, and it's just so needed. How about you, Jackie?
Pride is a protest. It's an opportunity to let those in your community, your neighbors, be able to share a moment with each other. Back in ye olden days, pardon me, I was born in the 1900s. We really needed to feel like we had home, community, family, belonging. We had security, safety. And when we first started gathering in those initial days down in Montrose, we always know how to throw a good party, but it was a party with a purpose. Mm-hmm. And it definitely is a moment for those who can to be visual and to say, we're here and we're not going anywhere. Get used to us.
Así sea. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. How about yourself,
exactly.
Renee?
Wow, I am so grateful. Pride to me is many things. The piece that's the most important to me is love. And we are ambassadors of love. It's a perspective of love in the most abundant and beautiful way. And in all of our uniquenesses, all of our existence, we are here. We are here as we've always been here, inclusively. And we're a representation of a celebration of love as well, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm hearing pride is a protest. Pride is the ability to spread the joy. And then I heard love, being an ambassador of love from all of you. So I want everybody here together, because I want all the faces to be seen together, because together I always,
yes.
We're stronger together. So Liliana, could you keep us all together right here? I want to keep us like the Brady Bunch. Keep us like the Brady Bunch here. Yes.
I love this. Yes.
That way we can see each other. Because
Yes.
and I want to make sure that we're going to do a little bit of networking here, because I want the audience to know who you are, what you do, what's your mission, what's your work, and that way they get a chance to know. So I'm gonna just start with Jackie right here, then we'll go to Gia, then we'll go to Renee. So, and just keep us all together here, Liliana, okay? So Jackie, tell us a little bit about your journey and about the work you do today for those that are meeting you for the first time.
Sure. So I started out, well, I won't go all the way back to the womb, but I could, we'll be here a long time. So I'll kind of get through some things. I was raised in a very strict Southern Baptist family. A lot of preachers, a lot of ministers, a lot of hellfire and brimstone, got sent to private schools. So there was a lot of a different type of framework around who I was, what my identity, everything about my existence. When I entered public college, the University of Houston downtown, the rest of the 99% of the world opened up to me. And it was at that point that I actually started meeting individuals that were like me, and individuals who were out and proud, and individuals who were healthy, educated, forward-thinking, moving leaders, people who are everyday people living everyday lives, just trying to have a life, build a foundation for a future. And that was mind-blowing to me, absolutely mind-blowing. Also at that time, because, it was just where I was at, I was an English major and I was a sociology minor, and I needed some extra income because I was tired of just working to pay bills. And a friend of mine said, hey, they're hiring tutors over here. And I started out tutoring and working with first generation college students, working with refugees, immigrants, people from all over the world whose only barriers, as you mentioned yourself, the language. It's not an intellectual issue. It's not being able to be, educated to going through the system. It's language. So here I was in a position to start learning the power of language, the power of the education, and sharing what I was privileged to receive with others to help others' lives. That started a whole almost 40-year journey now in education on the college level, on community-based organization levels, working with adult education, family literacy, workforce preparation. What I find most important from so much that I've seen and so many of my colleagues, my friends over all the years, are limited opportunities, limited wage earning opportunities, self-sufficiency. We have statistics that 21% of our LGBTQ population makes $24,000 a year or less. Mm-hmm. Now, that's outrageous. And a lot of it is those barriers, educational barriers, safety barriers. One of the things that I'm working with the chamber, the Greater Chamber, LGBTQ Chamber here in Houston, is creating a workforce hub to put together the employers who have positive workspaces, who are open to the LGBTQ community, who are trained, working with those training institutions, and then we start creating career pathways. This is my jam. I mean, I'm like, this is the way, you guys, that we really pull our community up through dollars, economic impact, economic empowerment. Green means everything. And we really need to work together, support each other in boosting up. And for those who don't see themselves directly affiliated with the community, they're going to bonus too, because we're creating more taxpayers who are going to be paying into the system, who are going to become great citizens, part of the communities, reducing crime. I mean, I'm also a preacher's kid, so I can sit here.
I love it. I was going to say amen, sister.
That's my thing. So all things literacy, adult literacy, education, and being out and proud. I don't wear this hair by accident. It is my walking, talking advertisement, and it has been a journey for me. And I always say I got here because of the ones who dared to be out and proud, and now I'm one of them I'm one of the elders, and I am out and proud, especially for those who aren't ready yet. I'll do it for you until you can.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. And that is what is
Great
so
job.
needed.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Jackie. Thank you for that work.
Yes.
Thank you for stepping into that space. Thank you for the hair. Thank you for the branding. Because even
Yes.
just that
Great
right there, yeah, you can have someone, a young person, I'm all like, I was also born in the 1900s. You can have that young person that's not ready yet, that may not have a family member at home or someone that's a loved one, blood relative, but could find someone in you as a tutor or with the work that you're doing and creating that safe space. And I love how you are focusing, especially now more than ever. We need to make sure that we're connecting with each other, allies, groups, businesses that do have those safe working places, and also creating that space for those like that student that I had, that they have a place, a person that they can connect with. And even just, if I'm wearing this button, I'm an ally, you can talk to me. If you have, you got the hair, they're like, hey, I've seen her. I think I can talk to her. I think that's so super important. Yeah. So thank you, Jackie.
Absolutely, and thank you.
Gee, I'm gonna pass the mic over.
No way I can follow Jackie. Preacher's kid. So I feel I've always been a part of the community, and I've always been fluid, and I was in a hetero relationship for a while when I was in the service, but I was in during Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and everybody told me. And I that really chapped my hide, the whole Don't Ask, Don't Tell. My friends couldn't, no one could be their authentic selves. So I know we're being recorded, but we would go to the forbidden places, the forbidden clubs, and I would tell them, hey, I'm going to go with my husband. You're going to come with us. And they're like, yeah. So then it would be, they would be somewhat sheltered, right? We would go and we'd hang out. And I told myself when I was when I am out of this, I am just going to be a part of the community, and I am going to volunteer. I'm going to protest. And that's exactly what I did. And then a few years later, I had the opportunity and privilege to be a proud voice at the annual Human Rights Campaign Gala.
That's wonderful.
So I'm so happy to be a part of the nation's largest LGBTQ civil rights organization. Wow. And I'm a part of the Houston arm. So very proud for that. And it's a privilege.
Yes. Thank you, Gia. Thank you. Because, and sharing your story and, know, and what you had, what you've been through, what you've done, what you saw, and being able to make that space and be that voice. And it's super important. So thank you so much for doing that work.
And being Jackie, that voice. I remember Montrose back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
In the 90s.
I'm just thankful we didn't have the smartphones we have now.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And like, the stories.
Oh my gosh.
The best.
It was. I actually went to my first, I guess, Pride. I don't know if they called it back then, but I remember when the parades were in Westheimer. Yeah. I was, at the time I was married, and his best friend, who was closeted, actually, he was still in the closet at work. He worked for he still does actually, a gas and oil firm, very big one, where it's very male, very manly. Now they're very, welcoming. But back then in the 90s, in the 1992, 94, 95, around there, he's like, we're going to go with my friends to a parade. And it's going to be a pride. I guess I even forgot what they call it. I don't think they called it pride. Is it pride parade back then?
Westheimer Art Festival?
It was the arts festival.
Yeah,
and the parade.
Right.
Yeah. You just knew the parade.
It was unofficial. Because I remember I was like, wait, what is this? This is really cool. And then it turns out that his friend was actually his partner. And that's when I learned about my, he became a good friend of mine too. And so did his partner, his husband. And I was like, okay, I didn't know. I've been living here my whole life, and my dad didn't take me to this parade. my dad took me to all the parades, everything else. But I'm like, I like this one.
Hold up.
And it was at night. I remember it was in the evening. Do you remember?
Yes, it started late. It started at 5 because of the heat in Houston, and it ran till 11 or so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, all the way, all night.
Yeah. Now, if I'm going to be in a parade, I need to be on a float with some AC and a shade.
Amen. Amen.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. No, I remember. But thank you. Now, Renee, how about yourself?
Wow. Ladies, it's just really great to be here tonight. I mean, the honor to be here for Pride. Claudia, I salute you, the whole program. Ladies, it's nice to meet y'all here. I love your stories. Gia, thank you for your service, by the way. And, I'm a girl from Galveston, born and raised. I'm a BOI. Our BOIs take pride in being born on the island. I was blessed that we had a lot of inclusion. It's a very, very culturally inclusive, everything inclusive on the island spirit. And so I grew up with that. I'm very blessed for that. The culture was there. The faith was there. Everything was there. Okay. And, but I wasn't there exactly, going to Catholic school, growing up young in Galveston, and then all of the movements of my journey, and then going to public school. It was a bit of a jolt, and growing into my skin, always understanding, always knowing that I had people that I could talk to if I had to. My journey started after college, actually. So very late that I came out right after graduation. And it just, for me, I had a lot of beautiful moments. All my moments have been great. There's been, like all of us, we have our stories. We have our moments out in public. We have, all of the ups and downs of just being us in our own skin and our own name. Doesn't matter our cultural heritage. That's an added factor, as well as who we are in our skin and our existence. So for me, I dived very young. My father was a self-taught photographer in Vietnam. That he's influence in the background here. He passed in 2019, but he was a photojournalist at heart in Vietnam. I ended up becoming what he wanted to become, if you will, in photography. So I learned through Dad that it was, vision was our conversation, but vision became my voice. It became my voice. My skill of photography was my out before my out, because I was able to see the world. I was able to experience by watching and realizing, wait, there's danger there. There's moments here. Let me just keep walking the earth with my camera. Okay. Let me keep observing society until I grew into a social awareness photographer where I'm at today. The story is very long. We don't have that time here, but I'm blessed that this opportunity, I am in high agreement. Claudia, I really salute you for having this moment tonight in the city of Houston and the community, especially in the culture and for all cultures tonight, that, Pride this year is probably the most significant to me. They all have been, but this one has hit a bit closer. I've been blessed, ladies, and everyone out in the audience, to have used my artistry to honor our Pulse 49. And I have been doing so since 10 years ago, which our 10th anniversary for our Pulse 49 family and all of the responders and the survivors was just this past few weeks, as y'all know. And I have completed 5 exhibition tributes in their honor since year one. Claudia and Angel and some great colleagues of ours at NHPO were there to support a one-woman art show that I had on Art Walk in Galveston on the day after, commemorating a 10th anniversary tribute for them. And I don't mention that for me. I mention that how artistry in our community, my go-to when I was a teenager was Outsmart magazine. Mm-hmm. And then I had the radio stations. I can't tell you today what it was, where I used to cling to this little boxed radio with one dial and one big clock dial that was literally a box radio that I would cling to at midnight. It would come on. I couldn't tell you the affiliation. That was like 40 years ago. And I remember being 19 and thinking, there was interviews, there was professionals on it, and here to think I'm sitting here today in this capacity in contemporary America at 58. I wasn't supposed to see 47 with terminal cancer, so to be here is everything. And then having this platform, so the full circle is real, but because there's strong people that want to help a community just make their life existing easier by having an opportunity to speak. So the artistry, I'm trying my best in my hat to do some special projects that allow inclusion on all levels for all of the project works that I honor in community, culture, and health.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Thank you.
Wow, Renee, I commend you and congratulate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a massive team. I give everything to the big guy upstairs in my life. And what I thought was very unique, I have to say this on air. Claudia, did you say this is your 333rd episode?
Yes.
The irony of the Trinity of Threes is magnificent. And I couldn't be more honored for that even more.
Can you share the father, son? Is that? Oh my gosh.
And all of my artistry is based on the Trinity. So being a survivor of that door, I'm here today and I'm blessed to create my works at the Texas State Capitol Building in Austin as an indefinite artist invited by the Texas Preservation Board. And I am just honored to honor all of our U.S. veterans with a Texas Veterans Day tribute that is a biennial. The Pentagon has gifted me an invitation to honor all of our veterans to bring awareness to PTSD and suicide prevention in the veterans community, which is very, very serious, very dire. And so I create these tribute celebrations, and I have the building to tell the story with great collaborators, great organizations that I'm affiliated with to go tell the story. NHPO of Houston is a supporter and a collaborator for my upcoming Desi Sestia September Day celebration. And, it takes great collaborators, as you ladies know, and all the networking and all of your affiliates. And, we're all part of that web. Yes. And we're just all trying to coexist and be love where we stand and help everybody and educate and just keep it going.
And keep it going. And this platform here, like all of you here today, I want you to walk away with connection if you don't already know each other and see how we can, support your upcoming events. And Jackie, how we can get connected to the work that you're doing so that I can connect to more schools, more young people coming, that need that. And for you, Gia, being part of the arm of the organization you're with, like how can we, how can I be a better ally? Which then goes into the next question, for the younger generations, especially what else do we need to do? What else needs to happen so that we can, especially now in this current political climate, what resources, connections, actions do we need to keep doing to ensure that we are there for those younger folks that need it? So in my instance, if you go to hrc.houston.org,
just sign up, and that way you have your finger on the pulse of what's going on nationally and locally, politically. And so if we have an event, we need volunteers for community outreach or writing letters or door knocking or voter registration. We're all about mobilization and just helping everyone within the community. Please sign up and, again, get your finger on the pulse and find out what's going on. Okay. That's a great way to help. Also, as you know, we do have our annual dinner every year. And it's not only a celebration of the community, but it's also a great way to honor local champions and get everyone together in the room, right? From the community, corporate sponsors, allies. If you have a business and you would like to donate to the auction, because this is our largest fundraiser, donate to the auction, please reach out to me. If you want to volunteer, just go to hrc.houston.org and help us out that way as well.
Okay, no, thank you.
Yes.
I heard about voter registration, volunteers outreaching, annual dinner. So keep, we got to make sure that this is known, because we got to make sure that we're growing that knowledge, that we know where to send people. And also, what about, go ahead, Jackie, before I go into the next part. What about you? Yeah.
A quick tip of the hat to HRC first. HRC, that little blue sticker was my first step into being out on my car. Yay! So it was really cool. That was back in '85. So yeah. The other tip of the hat, I want to go to Renee.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm talking about. It's the little things, you guys.
Yes.
With Renee, my fellow fire dragon down there. I'm in remission from breast cancer as well. And I call it fire dragon because if you've been through cancer treatment, So, and part of this, again, being those who can be out, be clear.
Yes.
You cannot imagine the sense of just a relief when you see a rainbow flag, when you see an HRC sticker, when someone has a pin, when someone has a ring with a rainbow on it, when there's something somewhere. At my former place of employment, I used to have the flag right by the opening of my office. I didn't say anything else, but like I said, I'm kind of a walking advertisement, but purposeful. But anybody who saw that flag on my office knew it was a safe space. And over the years that I was at my former place of employment, I had 3 individuals that really just to have a safe space, some place to go to know. And, that's so important. That's part of advocacy. You guys, advocacy is education. Don't be afraid of advocacy. It's not just about lobbying. It's about educating.
Exactly.
And a lot of people make decisions off of what they know. And if they don't know any alternative information, knowledge, facts, then they're going to spew what they know or make decisions off of what they know. We need to make sure that our legislators, our decision makers are well informed, that they get to know people in their communities, that their constituents, and to educate them. And if we don't have the right people in place, we need to get the right people there. And that's, again, voting, be involved, and don't be afraid. Fear is one of the most oppressing, suffocating things that could happen to anyone. Reach out, go to those who are out, have a conversation, pull over for a cup of coffee, but do not be alone. Do not feel isolated. My partner and I, she runs an online shop, 19-somethings Vintage, and we hold an annual Pride sale every year. We pull together different shops from different parts of Instagram, and every year we have people that are like, "Thank you so much for doing this. My child, my brother, my sister, or me. I just didn't know. I didn't know what to do." Again, those of us who can, we need to be out there and let those know that they're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
I echo both of your comments tremendously. You know, the one thing that I always have said, I've tried to say my whole life, use your voice. Use your voice. You know, be in your skin, be present where you are, is positive, and all of, you'd be surprised if you know, whatever you don't know, don't be afraid. Like you said, don't be afraid to ask a question. You have no idea till you just ask. You don't know what the answer will be, but everybody on this platform right here, I could tell you, has an entire network of individuals behind each one of us at a moment's notice support for anybody that who's a young person out there right now listening to us, listening to our story, seeing our faces, and has never been out, has never talked to anybody, or just didn't have the courage. We were all in that moment. Almost all of us are in that moment as well. So, you know, it's 2026. There's a lot of things that our generation has already been through that we can mentor, we can guide, we can steer you to the right area in a matter of a phone call most of the time. So love exists here as far as all mentorship, you know, and any opportunity with the arts. I'm happy to guide anybody. If you don't know what direction or how to get started, call Renee Rodriguez. And I'm through Renee Rodriguez Fine Art Photo on Instagram. And I'm just, I'm all over Facebook as well. So I'm available for anybody with any questions.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And this is what this is about: connecting, uplifting, and offering to that person that might not be ready, that doesn't have someone.
Yes.
Offering, you know, hope. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
The experience that you've been through
Yes.
when you came out, you know,
Yes.
and being loud and not being afraid. And now I have a question to potentially support maybe family members, maybe parents. That, you know, is there a resource? Are there some words that maybe they're not ready to accept, or they don't know what to do, or they love their kid but don't know how to support them, or they're still living in a family community where don't ask, don't tell, you know, even within their own family. What could you provide to a parent or a guardian to help them navigate and be there for their child or their young adult?
Well, as a mom, the best thing you could do is to listen with ear. Just listen with ear and truly create a safe space for your child to express themselves, and that they know this is a safe space. You can talk to me about anything and everything, and that I'm here for you without judgment. And I'm here for you to support you, and reach out to organizations that do provide education for families who are allies.
Thank you. And when you were saying listen with your heart. For those that are listening, because this is also radio, you were pointing to your heart, like listening with your heart.
Absolutely.
You know, creating that safe space. I also heard words of I'm here for you and not have judgment. And then those orgs, like to find, and it's so easy now to Google orgs, but I want to make sure that when they go online and they look for organizations, to look for legitimate organizations, not the ones that have this other conversion stuff, because there's so much out there. And I want, and this, what you just said, Gia, this is like for, you know, it works for anyone and everyone, you know, just being that human that another human needs. Yeah. But especially when a young person is like, I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to like boys or like girls. I don't know if I like both.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. You know, I've had to educate and be an advocate too, even within my own as a mom, when my girls were smaller. And one would, say, well, like, oh, when you get married and this and that, when you family says things like that. And then I remember one of my girls saying, well, I don't know if I'm going to like boys or not. And that came shocking to the family member. And I jumped in like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Right.
And I had to calm them down and say, it's okay. They're little. They don't know yet.
Right.
It's all right. And then I had to also later educate and have a conversation like, look, this is normal. It's okay. We're there. We want them to want to say what they're feeling, because we want that to grow and know that if I were to shut that down, or if you would have shut that down, that my kid's not going to talk to you. And they might keep it inside and feel like they did something wrong, or they have wrong thoughts. And that's what we want to break. And it's just being that.
At the same time, you become your kid's champion.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they're champion. I love that.
I would like to add that I'm not a mother. I was not blessed to be a mother in this go round. However, I've been an honorary mother in many, many chapters and many layers. But I'm a sister. I'm a daughter first. I'm a friend. I'm a colleague. I'm a mentor, and many other things. So all of the categories, I can tell you definitively, for each one of these ladies at some chapter in our early beginnings, the one thing I know, and I can only speak for myself and my skin, the one word that defines all division is fear. And that's my own interpretation. And in reference to my walk, my journey, my story in this realm, I can say that the love is always there in all of those categories of relationships. It's the fear that creates the mountain. It's the fear that creates the wall. It's the fear that creates the closed doors. But have faith, or whomever or whatever your background is, because in this realm, we have to have something higher than ourselves. And we have our families. And if you don't have family, then you turn to your community. And there are strong, strong organizations that have already had the layers and the foundations to provide that base of strength for you, all the doors and all of the chapters that have already been experienced and torn down for there to be a great understanding and education about the journey. And all those layers are already broken down. So communication, breaking down the word fear, taking the one step, be strong in your skin, be stronger in your faith, and lean into a strong community, individuals that you recognize as safe individuals.
Now, I'll throw in there too, you love your children. You want the best for them. And the last thing you want is anything, not just with identifying LGBTQ within the community, anything that's going to be a stumbling block, a barrier that's going to make their life harder. That's that love and passion. But in the reality, and this is why it's so important for us to be out, we do achieve successful, healthy, normalcy, lives, partners, relationships, families. It's out there. It's not all the fear factor, all of what you imagine is going to be out there. And that's why education is so important. That's why it's so important for us to talk, to be seen. Thank you, Claudia, for this format, because this is so essential. I've had so many, my partner and I've had many individuals come up to us and just say, I'm so thankful to see someone like you out here at your age. It is like, because it gives me hope. And it's like, yeah, there is hope. It's not all what you may think or you're afraid of or what you're hearing. Get to know the real story. Get to know the real people of the community.
I thank you. Thank you for that. And I am taking all this into my heart, because this is what this is about, is to create the space, create for you a space for you to come and share the voice so people can hear and know, hey, you're like my tia. You're like the neighbor.
Yes.
You're like my teacher. And that's it. We're just human, and that in the end, it's and I'm hearing love, and I love how you said, Renee, about fear creates those mountains, those walls, those closed doors. May we here continue being the force of breaking down, of climbing over the mountain, of breaking down the walls, and of busting open those doors if we need to, or build another door, and may we continue with this. And it's been an honor and it's been a privilege to have you here. And I know we're coming to a close, but I want to say thank you for sharing your heart. Thank you for sharing your work. And I'm excited about what's coming up next, because we need to continue to conquer with love and love. And that's it, because love will always win, period.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I'm going to do a little bit of a rapid fire. One word that describes pride.
Hope.
Unity.
Hope. Renee?
Wow.
Unity.
Unity and love. Hope, unity, and love. I love that. Who inspires you? What's a person that inspires you?
My partner.
Your partner.
My mother.
Mom. Gia?
My daughter.
Oh, your daughter. Yes. Favorite self-care practice? Because I'm all about mental health too.
Sleep.
Dormir. I love it.
Chocolate milk.
Oh, I love that. Chocolate milk and sleep.
Getting my hair done.
And hair. Oh, I love that. And hair appointments. Hair appointments, chocolate milk, and sleep. Oh my God. Ilse Garcia just said menopause looks great on us. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Favorite Houston LGBTQ plus event?
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Say it out loud again.
It is our Human Rights Campaign Houston annual dinner. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but the last one we had, a lot of our veterans that came to the ones in the past, they said, Gia, this is the best one we've had yet. And I'm like, wow, I love throwing a good party.
I love that. So we got to put that on our calendar. We got to make sure we become.
I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll let you know once we get the date locked in. I will definitely let you know.
Awesome. Thank you, Gia. All right. Renee and then Jackie.
It's an experience as far as Outsmart talks about all of our events. And Gia, I've never been to your event, so I would love to attend that at some point. I have never been.
Yeah.
And Houston's full of all of our great spots. So everybody has great outings, and it's just a hub. I think that the magazine tells us where it all is don't forget the theater district. Okay. So especially.
And right. My Greater Houston LGBTQ Pride in Business event annual.
Mm-hmm. That luncheon we saw each other at?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm like, I know you.
We do the business, we celebrate, and then we really have a party. Oh, if you've never been, you definitely need to do and take the entire day off, because it's worth it.
It's the beverages that'll get you.
And the company.
Great company.
There you go.
Now, as we close, what gives you hope?
Wow, that's a good one.
This community.
Yes.
Community.
Yes.
100%.
The youth.
I
see myself. Yeah. I see myself, and I'm so happy that I'm in the place I'm in now instead of the place I was then, because it gives me hope.
Gives you hope. Yeah.
I mean, the community and the foundation of opportunity right here to use your voice.
Yeah. Your voice. Oh, I love it. Well, I need this more than ever. I know a little bit about the history of why I'm on the 333rd episode. I started doing this in 2016 when the person that's currently in the White House started running for office. And I needed to feel joy. And I feel joy when I'm with people. And people doing amazing things that gave me hope. And thank you today for continuing to give me hope that my girls have amazing leaders right now that are continuing to set positive paths of growth and guidance for humans, wherever they're at, whoever they are, how they identify, and whatever language they speak, wherever they come from, whether you just got here or you were born here. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you for continuing to give me hope and to bring your hope to this platform as well. So thank you so much. Now, how can people follow you guys?
My best hit is on LinkedIn. Find me, Jacqueline Jackie Aguilera. If you want to know more about me, you'll find out all that and more.
Y más. I love it. Okay, Gia, how can people follow you? And
same Gia Montalto at LinkedIn, or HRC Houston on Instagram or Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you. And Renee?
On LinkedIn, I'm Renee Rodriguez Fine Art Photography, or Instagram, Renee Rodriguez Fine Art Photo. Thank you so much, Claudia.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
And congratulations.
Yes,
three.
Yes.
No, well, thank you. And I'm super excited to continue connecting with you, whether with you, Jackie,
Absolutely.
with Literacy Symposium and all the work you're doing, Renee with the 16 de septiembre, with all the work that we're doing with you, and Gia, looking forward to the HRC.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here with us. And we're going to do a little bit of closing. So Liliana, if you could just bring me up so I can do the final remarks and just say thank you so much for listening in. As you know, this is a show and a podcast. It's live streamed. And if you missed it, don't worry, because you're going to be able to watch it again next week. And also I have a podcast. You can download it and listen to it whenever you'd like, whether you're working out, when you're working on your projects, when you're cleaning the house, or when you're just taking some time to take care of yourself, doing some self-care like my amigas are, whether it's sleeping, put the music on in the background, put my podcast, or you're drinking your chocolate milk, or whatever it is that makes you happy. Now, remember that Pride is not only a celebration, it is about community, like what you heard today, about visibility, about acceptance, and about creating a world where everyone can live authentically, right? And if you enjoyed tonight's conversation, please follow me, the Claudia Macias Show and Podcast, on all social media accounts, as well as sharing this episode with friends and family. It is super important that we create spaces for our young people, our up and coming young people, our young folks that are LGBTQ plus, or they're fluid, or non-binary. There's so many ways that we can be there for them. And like you heard the message here today, it's listening with an open heart. It's being there for them. And that's what this is about. We need to make sure that we go beyond that fear, because fear creates mountains, creates closed doors. It also creates walls. And we need to make sure that we are looking for sources of education, organizations that can give us support. Because if you maybe feel uncomfortable, you don't know how to approach this with your own family, you don't know how to be an ally, you're scared to be one because maybe at church they told you a certain thing that you shouldn't be, doing or being or being there for someone. In the end, it's about being a human. If someone is crying and needs some support, what do? Regardless of who they love, we're just going to be there for them. If someone is hungry, it doesn't matter who they love, we're going to make sure that they're not hungry. If someone needs some support, it doesn't matter who they love, you just give that support. And that's what humanity is about. So thank you so much for being here on the Claudia Macias Show and Podcast on admirableradio.com. Until next time, take care of yourself. As we wrap up today's show, thank you for spending this time with us. I hope today's conversation inspired you, encouraged you, or introduced you to a resource, story, or perspective that can make a positive impact in your life. Remember, growth happens one conversation, one connection, and one step at a time. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep supporting one another, and keep showing up as the incredible, authentic person you were created to be. I'm Claudia Macias, and this has been the Claudia Macias Show and Podcast on admirableradio.com. Take care, stay inspired, and I'll see you next time. Adios.